Hey y'all, welcome to Level Up Cajun Style with Chuck Bush. We're going to be making today some Cajun fried chicken, and then we're going to level it up, so stick around. Allons, cuisiner. Hey y'all, thanks for sticking around. Now do me a favor, if you don't mind, and even if you do mind, do it anyway. I want you to look down at the bottom underneath the video and hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell for notifications, because you don't want to miss just a minute of this Level Up business. We do some pretty cool stuff here on Level Up. So click the subscribe button, stick around a bit. All right, so let's talk a bit about ingredients. First of all, ingredients are everything, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But for this version of Cajun fried chicken, I'm starting off with the Cajun chicken fry from PAMAS. And then of course you can't have fried chicken without the chicken. And I notice it looks a little milky here. I'll explain why in just a minute. And then I have a cup of flour here. And I have 2 heaping tablespoons of PAMAS Cajun shake, which is, hey, always PAMAS Cajun shake, gotta have it. And then over here I have our oil that we're gonna be frying the chicken in. Now, fried chicken necessitates oil. Pretty obvious, but you can fry in a frying pan, or you can use a presto fryer like I'm using right here. I like using a fryer like this because I can set a temperature and not have to worry about it. And temperature, and this is going to be very important. All right, so let me start off by saying, hey, we've talked about our ingredients, and that's a very important thing. And I just want you to know how hard I work for you, our viewers, because I have gone through many recipes. A lot of people, especially people when they think of fried chicken in the South, they think about a certain restaurant chain. And so I said, let me see if I can do something that'll mimic what that chain looks like, because it's good, it's crunchy, it's crispy. And guys, I tried different batters. I had buttermilk everywhere, flour everywhere. I had it all over me and everything around the kitchen. The dog went by, I got some batter on the dog. It was just terrible. So once I boiled it down to all the different recipes that I saw that were available, it was this very, very simple recipe that I felt I wanted to share with you guys today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get my oil here going hot. Now, typically when I cook, I'm going to use a grapeseed oil because I like the way it tastes. But grapeseed oil is kind of expensive. So what I'm using here today in this fryer is canola oil. I use canola. It's relatively expensive, but it tastes fine, and it doesn't clog your arteries like some of the other ones do. So canola oil in here, heating it up to 350 degrees. Then to make our batter, this is what I'm going to do. I have PAMAS Chicken Fry right here. I kept the pack just so you made sure that, keeping me honest, PAMAS Chicken Fry. Where can you get PAMAS Chicken Fry? CajunCookingNetwork.com. That, or you have to come all the way down to PAMAS in Springfield, Louisiana, but that's that you can get it online, delivered to your door, along with some Cajun shake and all the other PAMAS products. So we're going to take a full bag of PAMAS Chicken Fry. To that, I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Why? Well, because I just find it puts a nice looking crust, and it kind of eases up on the harshness, the spicy. I don't like a lot of heavy spices. So it kind of puts a nice crust and eases up on the spices. I'm just going to whisk it in close enough together. All right? I'm going to spill a lot of it, and that's okay. At this point, I'm also going to, if you don't spill none, you're not doing a good job. All right? Just mixing that flour in nicely, okay? Then I'm going to take the 2 helping, I can smell that oil going, taking 2 heaping teaspoons of PAMAS Cajun shake, putting it right on top, and then we'll go ahead and mix that in too. All right? Now, when it comes to fried chicken, it's been my experience that preparation is everything. It really gives you the best result. And when I say preparation, I mean the chicken that you see here. This chicken was put in buttermilk and soaked in the fridge, marinated overnight in my fridge. So what does that do? That keeps the meat nice and juicy and tender while you cook the outside nice and crispy. All right. So in this I have half a dozen legs and half a dozen wings. So we're going to start. I'm going to be a sissy. I'm not going to put my fingers in it. I'm going to grab just a drumstick here, lay it in my PAMAS Cajun chicken fry along with my flour. Get it nice and all dusted, covered completely. Now, some people say, you gotta roll it around 20 times. As long as you got it sticks and completely covered, right? See, look, completely covered. Put it right here in my little basket. All right? We'll get another one. Now these are nice, big chicken drumsticks. I mean, these are man-sized drumsticks here, full of buttermilk. The buttermilk is actually helping my PAMAS Chicken Fry mixture stick. Right now, if I was using my fingers, I'd have more on my fingers than I do on the drumsticks here. All right, get it nice and turned, nothing left, moist, everything covered. All right. Now my basket here is just big enough for 2. Now, if you're going to cook for your family, you may want to drop it in a pan, a nice saucepan full of oil. Just make sure it's deep enough to cover the entire chicken because you want to deep fry these. I'm not big on having to flip them, okay? Which is one reason why this is full of canola oil. And so I'm just going to take this guy into the grease. Ah, yes, and that's the reaction we expect. Nice boiling coming right off the top. And you'll notice as we go longer and longer, the boil is going to continue because what's happening is the moisture is cooking out of it and it's reacting with the grease, and that's what's making it boil up so much. All right? Now, we'll show you in just in a little bit. People ask, you know, Chuck, how do I know if my chicken's done? How do I know if it's done? It's several things. Number one, 15 minutes, guys. 340 to 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. It's going to be done through and through. Number two, when it starts to float a little bit, your chicken could be done because it starts to float when it gets close to being done. Number three, when that hard boil that you see right there, when that hard boil slows down a little bit, that's because it's about done because almost all the moisture is cooked out of it and it's just tenderizing that meat just a little bit more. So that's how you know. So stick around. 15 minutes, we're going to pull it out the grease and see how we look. All right? All right, guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. We're going to pull this guy up and take it. Oh, look how pretty that is, y'all. That is some golden fried chicken, right at the 15-minute mark, 350 degrees, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to yank this stuff out of here. Again, not going to use my fingers, it's a little too hot. We're going to put it into our cooling rack. Because it's even though it's out of the fire, guys, it's really not finished cooking. So we're going to let it cook for let it cook a little longer, cool off maybe, call it that a little longer, on the cooling rack right here. And you notice we have paper towels underneath that with a plate underneath that to make sure that we don't get some bleed through from our oil onto our tablecloth. All right, so now we got a couple of legs cooked. Let's cook a couple of wings now. All right, so grab a spoon so I can cover this up really, really well. Again, guys, it all comes down to the prep, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to the prep. We put this guy overnight in buttermilk and, you know, maybe something else, who knows, but definitely buttermilk overnight. And now we just want to make sure every nook and cranny is covered. All right, you can see how golden brown that turned out. Got some nice big wings here. Look at the size of that thing. Whew. Killer chicken, killer chicken. All right, now as we pull it out of the marinade, we want to make sure all of the buttermilk is off of the chicken because it's going to make it a little lumpy and it's going to make the fish fry and the all-purpose flour a little hard to deal with. All right, make sure it's all nice and covered on both sides, one side and then the other. And again, I'd use my fingers, y'all, but as it is, I'm already going to start wearing some of this flour. I don't need to put any more with my hands. All right, here we go. We're going to put these wings in the grease, shake off all the excess, make sure every bit is covered. I'm going to give them a little bit of room because if you don't give them a little room, they're going to stick together when they fry. Just a little helpful hint from me to you. All right, let's dip them in the grease. Hoo-ah! And there we go. So what's the level up? Chuck, what's the level up? You guys ask me that all the time. You know I don't give you an answer till the very end. The level up is going to come when it comes, so just stay tuned, okay? We're going to let these wings go, fry down for about 15 minutes. Hang tough, and we'll cue you back up when they're done. Yeah, no, they're just tall. They're not floating, so don't worry about that, okay? Hey, y'all, while we're waiting for this chicken to finish cooking, these wings to finish cooking, just want to drop a couple of things. Number one, you may be asking at this point, Chuck, why are you doing a fried chicken show? I mean, really? Fried chicken? It's not that hard. But you should see the emails and the messages and the comments I get from ladies going, you know what, Chuck, I love fried chicken. I love cooking fried chicken. my fella likes me cooking fried chicken, or guys that are going, I like cooking fried chicken for my family, but for some reason it just doesn't come out right. And so that's why I'm doing a fried chicken show, because there are so many variations and batters. And guys, what I'm telling you, I did a dry mix into a batter, back into a dry mix into the grease. I did a dry mix into the grease. I did a dry mix batter into the grease. I did all kind of variations. Had stuff everywhere. And at the end of the day, I mean, you can see this chicken is gorgeous, and it was very, very simple. It was buttermilk overnight with PAMAS Chicken Fry, grease for 15 minutes, bam, easy, flaky, crusty. It sounds, it smells, it tastes, smells, sounds, tastes, all the above. Great. Now, it was also brought to my attention recently, a few minutes ago, by my so-called staff, maybe former staff after this, that we did not announce a winner of the Cajun Care package last week. So today, we're going to have two winners announced today. Are you ready? Are you nervous? Because I am. Yeah, it's kind of scary. But what we're talking about here, guys, is the Cajun Care package has seafood boil. It has a hamburger mix. It has habanero ketchup. It has Cajun fish fry. It has the Cajun chicken fry, which is what we're using right here. We have a PAMAS Cajun rub for meat. And of course, always PAMAS Cajun chicken. All that stuff together. If you bought them individually, over $50. We do a little discount for buying it all together. But two people right now are going to be listed as getting it for free. Are you ready? Are you sure? Okay. Two winners today. Our winner number one, I think all the way from Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, Allison Bonner Reed. You have won yourself a Cajun Care package. Congratulations. Your name picked at random because we're random kind of people. The second one is, I keep an eye on this chicken cooking over here. The second one goes to David Gintz, I believe it is. Gintz, David. Anyway, you're a winner. Two people, Cajun Care package, all this over $50 worth of stuff, yours for free. Why? Because you subscribe to our YouTube channel. You too can be a winner, but you have to subscribe. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to beat you over the head about it. And if you want to order some of these products, if you didn't win, you want to order some of these products, CajunCookingNetwork.com. CajunCookingNetwork.com, and there's a button that says Buy Our Stuff. Click Buy Our Stuff. You can get apparel, you can get PAMAS spices, you get all kind of stuff, but you got to go to the website, you got to order. We'll deliver it right to your door. Very, very inexpensive. In fact, I'll tell you what. If you order today, then I'm going to say free shipping. Free shipping, because I want you to have this stuff. Guys, if you could just smell. And for those of you guys who live up north, I'm sorry you live up there. I know you get all four seasons. You get snow and all that kind of fun stuff. But you don't get this good Cajun stuff. You just don't. Even guys that go up there and try to say, hey, I'm a Cajun restaurant. Been there, sorry, just didn't cut it. That's why we do this show. Also, another reason we do this show is because we want you to experiment. We want you to experiment with this stuff. If you don't cook your stuff this way, hey, my kitchen, my rules, I cook it my way. But maybe you do it differently. Maybe you might even do it better. There's a lady, I won't say your name, I'm just going to keep it private, who keeps telling me that her gumbo is better than my gumbo, and that her steaks are better than my steaks. Deborah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say your name. But if you do it differently, let me hear how you do it differently. Let me see how you put your spin on it. If you're in a different place and you say, you know what, Chuck, that looks very interesting, but we'd like to do something a little different. We'd like to dress it up a little bit. Dress it up your way. Make it your way. And we'll call it Cajun, okay? All right, well, this chicken's getting ready to start floating. It's about done, so we're going to pull it out in just a minute. In the meantime, two big winners. We want to level up your day. We've leveled up today for David and for Allison. We're going to level up your day with this Cajun fried chicken in just a little bit, so stick around. All right, y'all, so it's been right about 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out and see how we're doing. Ooh, another perfectly golden batch. So what we're going to do is, we're still here trying to cook underneath there. Gurgling and burbling and burbling. Okay. I'll move this stuff over to the cooling rack. Because believe me, as much as we want to take a bite of it right now, it is still so incredibly hot, it will hurt you. It will hurt you. But I want you guys to take a look at how good this looks. There's no big wet batter, no dry, wet, dry, crazy batter, but look how flaky and golden brown that is. I mean, that is good looking chicken right there. Okay, y'all, so we're still cooking down a little bit. I got a couple more people to feed, so I'm going to cook up some more of this chicken. But I really want you to just take a look and see how golden brown gorgeous this is. I mean, we got all kind of great crust, flaky, and you know, you never can tell what we're going to do with those flakes, right? but it looks great. We didn't have to do a lot of crazy batter. We didn't have to do a lot of jump through hoops and have flour all over the kitchen and grease and buttermilk and butter and crazy stuff. It's just very simple. It was PAMAS Chicken Fry with a little bit of flour, a little bit of PAMAS Cajun shake, and then in the grease for 15 minutes, marinated overnight in buttermilk. I guess we should at this point kind of tell you what the level up was, because the level up happened and you didn't even notice it, did you? No, of course you didn't, because we didn't show you. The level up for our Cajun fried chicken was in the buttermilk. When we put it overnight and marinated overnight in the buttermilk, we put a 1/4 cup of PAMAS seafood boil. That's right, seafood boil, and we let it marinate in that overnight with the buttermilk, and all that great seasoning just infused itself into the meat, kept it nice and tender, and now it's showing up in this crispy crust. So that was our level up for this week. Our level up was putting the 1/4 cup of PAMAS seafood boil into the marinade, which is the buttermilk, overnight, which infused into the chicken, and I guarantee it tastes amazing. In fact, this is going to last about another 10 seconds, because right out of the camera view is all the crew who's ready to jump in and eat these 4 pieces of chicken. All right, so thanks for being with us today on Level Up Cajun Style. We have leveled up Allison Bonner Reed, and David Gintz. He leveled you up. We leveled up the chicken, and now it's your turn. Cook this stuff up. Add your own personal recipes, your own personal spices and things, and tell us about it in the comment section below. And if you don't mind too terribly, click subscribe, because we'd like to have you here, and you could be a winner of the Cajun Care Package, okay? So until next time, for Level Up Cajun Style with Chuck Bush, that's me, God bless you, God bless America, and allons cuisiner.